Okay, here is some little tips and tricks on how to remove your bushings from the rear control arms of an 91 to 99, I believe 98 MR2 SW20 chassis. So the rear, it's going to be the bushing inside this control arm, that strut rod bushing to control arm, and this strut rod to body bushing. See, the tricky part here is that one's actually really tricky. It stumped me like crazy because I was pressing and pressing and pressing, and here it is. This is actually, I did the other side, but here it is. That's exactly what it is. It looks like this, okay? But what I didn't know was that there's it's like a metal guide within the bushing. So here I am trying to press and press and press, and my press is like binding up, and like I'm getting scared because you can get hurt pretty bad if it slips. Anyways, yeah, I didn't know that there was a metal casing on the inside of this bushing here. So what you got to do is you got to take a hacksaw, or I used a reciprocating saw, this guy here, and I disassembled the control arm and everything like that. They're in the process of paint right now. But I took that guy and stuck it in the vise, and you just gotta cut real nicely right around the edges here, just so that you can get this lip piece off, because this lip, it actually extends out and over the lip of the control arm housing here, right? And you're not going to press that out. It's impossible. You're not going to press it out. So you got to cut it out. I mean, you're upgrading. I'm going to polyurethanes anyways, so these are scrap. These are 30-year-old bushings. Like, they're done. They're hardened. Anyways, that's the tricky part. You got to cut that outer lip piece off. Because if you don't do that, it's just going to bind up against the housing, and it's going to, like, I was frustrated to hell trying to get this out until it started crushing, like all this started crushing, and then I saw metal in there, and I'm like, what? There's a piece of metal in there? So sure enough, yeah, I sawzawed or reciprocated sawed, or you could hacksaw, whatever you want. Cut that out so that it's able to slide through once you press it in. Now that's that bushing. The second one, for the strut rod to body, luckily for this one, it's not that bad. There is actually a metal casing around it, but it's more towards the center, and it's not overlapping the housing. So that's cool. That's easy. But what you got to do is what you see here on the one that I'm about to do is, you have nothing to press down on. So what you got to do is you gotta just cut around the circle here, just so that you expose the outer housings to have something to press down on and push through. I mean, I think you could probably just go ahead and push right through. It will be pretty hard because obviously this lip is gonna drag itself all the way through if you do it like that. I don't recommend doing that. What I did was I just cut around it like this, right? Both sides. Cut around it. You do have to do both sides because one side is sitting on the base of the press. Like let's say if I'm pressing, right? And you have nothing to press. You're gonna be pressing against this, so that needs to get cut off. And then the back part here, that needs to get cut so you can slide through easier. But once you cut on both sides like that, man, it just comes out so easily. It's like you don't even think, it comes out no problem. And that's pretty much all there is to it. This bushing from the strut rod to the lower control arm, that comes out like nothing. It's a 24 millimeter bolt. Don't touch this side because you kind of want to stay within your alignment settings. So undo it from this side and just pull it through. It shouldn't be bad. Like I literally just twisted it all off. It just sits in there, so that one's easy. You don't even have to think about that one. But definitely this guy, you gotta cut that metal casing inside there out, or else you're not gonna get that bushing out. And that's it for the rear. I'm gonna go ahead and tackle the other side now and get things to paint.